Hey everybody, Jordan from Back Society here. Do me a favor and click that subscribe button below and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single episode. Now, back to grinding. All right, welcome back to Back Society. I'm your co-host Jay with my other co-host.
S.
Didn't work that time. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And of course, you know the other one.
And C Money.
C Money, baby. So the news cycle has been going down lately. We got, the CEO shooter that happened in New York, but a little more crazy was Syria's downfall.
Yeah. Bro, hold on. Let's go to the CEO shooter. What do you think about this, Chris? Your perspective.
Scott thinks it's an inside job.
Man, no, I think it was just some radical dude. I don't think it's an inside job.
Deal with this lone wolf theory.
Did you not see his reviews on Goodreads, man? He was reading like Unabomber Manifesto.
I
Lorax.
think everybody wants there to be something crazy, right?
And
at the end of the day, there's just crazy people out there.
No, you're right. There is, especially that are pushed to the limits, like supposedly this guy was.
I mean, apparently the reports are he had like an extensive back surgery. He had just turned 26, which means, he's not on his parents' healthcare anymore. And he probably got hit with reality.
No, I feel like nowadays, man, people think like they live in a video game. Like there's no consequences.
He seemed very chill about the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean the dude was in McDonald's when he got arrested, bro.
Just munching on a hash brown.
Like if it was an inside job, you think they're like, all right, dude, you're going down. Like I need you to go kill this guy, and then I need you to go down.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like when you see other assassinations, like
that's what they do.
See, for what?
When it's an inside job, typically they get a shooter. I was thinking, first of all, when you see the video in the beginning, you're like, oh, this guy was definitely hired off the dark web for like 10 Bitcoins.
I don't know, usually when there's like a shooter or a high profile assassination, usually those guys don't go far. They don't get far, but like this guy got all the way to Pennsylvania.
Okay, that might be true, but typically like when there is a shooter, like especially in a high profile case, the person who hired the shooter also goes and kills the shooter. It's like the Joker. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute.
Everyone's usually.
This isn't the cartels. What are you talking about? These high-profile killings where these guys are just going around killing assassins.
Hold on. I mean, like JFK shooter was caught. RFK shooter was caught. Reagan shooter was caught. The George Wallace shooter is caught. He does a book tour now.
Hold on. You don't think these people are like the cartels?
No, I think that you're just thinking of movies, bro. That's something that happens in movies. Like, I gotta go clean up some loose ends. Like, you're willing to kill the shooter, but you're not willing to just go kill the person that they killed? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's negotiated over pasta.
What are you talking about? They killed the person that they want to kill, and they killed the shooter. No loose ends.
There is a loose end. You just killed the shooter who killed the guy.
But that's not the loose end. It stops at the loose end.
No, because by that thought process, you should just go kill the guy.
These are fat people with some type of these are fat people that don't want to get their hands dirty, I'm telling you, when you deal with these type of people, with these CEO type of people, they're like, I don't care how it's done, just get the job done. Let me know when the job's done. Telling you, this is how these people operate.
I mean, I guess.
But at the same time, one I want to say is this. That first video, the shooter looks a little bit different from the smiling guy.
Luigi.
Yeah, everybody's been saying that they altered the video or something. I don't know what's the reasoning behind that.
It's not like altering the video. It's like the guy looks a little bit thicker. He looks a lot older. And it's just like if you so they had the two images, right? Of the shooter that or the guy that shot the guy. They have him and then they have the smiling guy, right? And if you compare the two, it's like you do that little game, that picture thing, spot the differences. There's so many differences between the two. You get what I'm saying?
My big thing is just like, a random guy at McDonald's was just like, this is it.
That's what I'm
calling it
saying
in.
too. It's like
Random
some
McDonald's worker was like in Pennsylvania was just like, this is the guy.
there's the story is a little fishy, and it's also a little fishy that they're like they go and find this guy, and that the CEO just did insider trading like a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago, dropped all his stock or something. It's like not enough information. And
So I mean, he was indicted for insider trading recently, but like, if he was the one doing the insider trading, then who's killing him?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
Like,
I
wouldn't
think,
he be the guy trying to kill somebody else?
Yeah, like, get rid of loose ends on that one.
Unless
mean-
he tried to kill himself.
or he was trying to kill somebody else, and the other somebody else got to him first. I mean, there's
My new
multiple.
theory is he tried to kill himself and get a payout for his family. I don't know if he's got a family, health and
Yeah, he has
life
like a wife and
insurance.
2 kids.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go down.
Oh my
We're about to
God.
lose everything.
Can you imagine being like one of his kids growing
That-
up?
you
and seeing
know
how
what,
the
though?
world took the death of your father, like people celebrating in the streets, like
That's
You
the
know-
wild part to me. That shit's crazy.
that is nuts, man.
You said people were celebrating?
Yeah, people were like celebrating in the streets.
And that
They
was
had
another-
like a shooter lookalike contest.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's wild to me. While the shooter was still on the run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess Luigi, whatever, his YouTube channel got taken down.
Everything. His Facebook, his Twitter, everything got taken down. Standard
How
procedure.
did they take that down so quickly though?
What do you mean? It's just an email to the service, but like, yo, remove his shit.
Yeah,
It's
but I
just
mean,
one
like
call
at the
away.
same time, it's like I see.
No, dude. Honestly, I feel like these tech companies, they don't want that kind of liability. They're gonna pull all his shit down
Yeah.
because it's probably about to get subpoenaed, and it's about to be used for evidence, and you can't have that shit being blasted around.
Yeah, especially on a free speech platform.
But I mean, like as soon as he got caught, right? It was like as soon as he got caught, and then the FBI is like.
I mean, like everyone found his socials like immediately. It wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean-
because that's the first. Yeah, I mean that's the first thing they do, and then they just
Yeah,
take
and
it
then
down.
And then they just take it down because it's gonna get subpoenaed,
Yeah.
100%. And the thing is, you can't have that stuff out there and people making up their mind because then you have a tainted jury pool.
And I'm gonna be honest with you,
Because
like the
jury
FBI,
nullification is on the table.
if everything was legit, and the FBI was like, oh, the FBI probably ID'd the guy with as soon as like that photo came around.
I mean,
As
Eric
soon as
Adams
they got
did
his
say
face.
they knew who it was, but they didn't want to put his name out there, whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And then he
'Cause
got
they-
arrested the next day. So
yeah. There was a tech company guy in British. He has like this AI. He built this AI company where like they can tell like identify who you are just by on camera.
I love
It
the
goes-
feature.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
great,
But I mean
dude.
that guy mysteriously died too. He was a billionaire CEO.
Is that the guy on the boat?
Yeah,
That's the guy on
Yeah.
the boat. Yeah.
went down with his yacht, dude. That's
Dude,
crazy.
Dude, I'm just saying. Like, look at this. Like, look at the world that's going on, right? This was a big national story, right? And there's so much focus on there. Usually, typically, when there's so much focus on a story, there's something else that is happening that they don't want people to be aware of or see.
But what is it? Because like, what ran parallel was Bashar.
Bashar, there's a lot. There's Bashar. There's those drones over New Jersey. There's
I didn't hear that one.
there's
Yeah, I saw that.
there's Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Jay Z's crazy. Yeah, dude, he's like drunk
Jay-Z
toasting on
going
Twitter
down.
about it.
Dude, or there could be like passing some type of bill or something that's unconstitutional. This stuff like this happens all the time when like there's so much focus, so much media attention on one story. You always got to look at the back channels and see what else is going on.
Surf the dark web a little bit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. You got to have that little conspiracy antenna going on. Like why are these people looking? Why are we all focused on this one story? What's
Dude, my
really
whole
going
focus
on?
has been on Syria this whole time. Like the shooter thing has been interesting for sure.
Yeah.
I followed the.
I didn't think it was that interesting, to be honest. I was like, okay, whatever. This crazy guy killed it. Like, I don't really care. I think it's
Me,
dumb.
what I found the most interesting was just the reaction.
I think they're trying to make it a story though.
They
right?
are.
It is a
And-
story.
But and then people are like lifting this guy up as like he's a hero, fighting for the little guy.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
like
that's what I'm
Spider-Man from
saying.
Spider-Man 2. They're
This-
just carrying him like on the subway and shit.
Dude, there's so much this to me, I'm telling you.
I mean, it really
This-
highlights the animosity people have towards like
Nah,
CEOs
dude.
nowadays, I think.
I'm telling you, my antenna is going up. There's something extremely fishy about this story. Extremely fishy.
Didn't they threaten that other healthcare CEO
Yeah,
because they were like gonna drop
BCBS.
was that who it was?
Blue
Yeah.
Cross Blue Shield. I mean, it was a
Yeah,
stupid
because
policy.
they're stopped paying for like anesthetics or something, and then they
Oh
reversed
yeah,
it.
oh yeah.
They're like,
Yeah, I
"Alright,
heard
wait,
about
alright,
that.
alright."
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
like, wait a minute, and they were like, all these like big healthcare companies were taking down their about pages.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like if you're targeted just for working for a company, bro, like
It's not worth
that's
it.
scary.
That is,
That's
dude.
scary.
It's also like United Healthcare also had like that AI they developed that was like
Mhm.
auto denying people. I mean, like in the end, yeah, it sucks. Murder's not good, but like, I mean, healthcare companies they're not good people.
You know what though? You know what's crazy is this guy got shot in broad daylight with a gun, and I don't hear anybody screaming about gun control on the left.
I'm pretty,
There's something,
dude, I don't think people on the left or right have been disunited since 9/11.
and they were like defy, and what was the three? Defend, deny,
It
or
was like-
whatever. Dude,
Yeah, the healthcare defense.
I'm sorry. There's something off.
Depose,
Oh.
delay, deny.
Yeah, there's something off about this story. There's just something off. It just seems so fabricated. I can't.
I mean, a lot of these
What-
people who take down like powerful people usually have some kind of like, no matter how twisted it is,
Motive.
some like
Motive.
moral.
Yeah, did he have like a manifesto or anything?
Yeah, but
He
they haven't
does. Yeah, he
they haven't
did.
released it.
Yeah, of course he did. Man, they all got manifestos,
This
bro.
dude had like
Yeah.
this dude had like 40 book reviews. Of course, he wrote a manifesto.
I
He
don't.
wrote book reviews.
Yeah, he did. If you look, he has a Goodreads. I don't think that was taken down yet. And he's like, he reviewed like the Unabomber book. He reviewed like the Lorax for some reason. Like it's wild. Like he has a whole paper trail.
That's
That's-
crazy, dude.
I'm telling you, be careful about this guy. Be careful about this story. Be careful about this story. It just
I'm not
seems-
even sucked into this story, bro.
You're right.
I honestly, I don't even. I've been just reading about Syria, like literally this whole time.
Bashar
What-
al-Assad.
I could not care less about
what
this
is
dude
going.
getting shot.
But all right, let's talk about Syria because for my final statement on the shooter is something doesn't seem right.
I just think the reaction is interesting.
I agree.
That's the
I
only
agree.
thing. That's the only like interesting part to me. Is the reaction of people, and it's just wild.
Yeah, it really highlights like to me it highlights like the class divide, or at least perceived class divide.
Yeah,
But like
I mean that man was killed in cold blood, though.
cold blood, and people were actively trying to defend this guy.
Yeah, like there's no defense. Like you can't have it both ways.
100%.
Hey man, what do you think? I mean, this is terrible then because what's that saying? It's like when the rich steals from the poor, it's called business. But when the poor steal from the rich, it's called violence. Once people start rising up against these elites, I'm telling you, man, we're gonna live in a new world. I think it's very soon, honestly. Like people are sick and tired of.
Do you think we need to seize the means of production?
No, I
So
don't
now you're a
like.
communist.
I'm not a communist. I'm just
You sound
saying,
a
like,
commie, dude.
I got Das Capital in the back over here.
I just think there's gonna be like, what is after capitalism?
Well, it depends.
Exactly.
You ask.
Exactly.
Definitely depends who you ask, because technically communism is the next step. Well,
Nah.
so communism.
But I mean, like it's gonna be different because now that we have further along technology, you know, like we definitely have the means, you know, to end world hunger, to give everybody a comfortable living. I'm not saying like I want communism or socialism, but I'm just saying there's gonna be a new way, a better way, pretty soon. I feel.
So everybody, it's like that's one of those weird things. Like we could do this and end world hunger. I don't think people understand how much higher the poorest people in America live better
Oh
than
no, I
some
agree.
wealthy people in other countries. Like the standard of living in America
I think they said if
crazy.
you I know I agree with you. I think they said like if you make like $10,000 or $15,000 in America, and like you're top 10% of the world or something ridiculous.
It's something crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Americans don't have any idea. Like even like over here in Europe, like unless you're in like one of like the really wealthy countries, like the Nordic countries or something like that, like you drive out in like bumfuck France, like people live in like they don't have heat, they don't have AC is not a thing out here.
Mhm.
Like there's still places in like modern Europe that use.
well, maybe that's why their government
I mean,
collapsed.
dude, you can go and live like a king in Eastern Europe, just don't get killed, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And like,
But France's government collapsed.
yeah, but their government's always freaking in
It-
turmoil.
They
bro.
surrendered. Their government
it
surrendered.
collapsed, but there's just going to be a new one. France's
Yeah,
government
they just-
collapses like what, once every 10 years?
Hey,
all-
you
All they
I
gotta
had
do
a-
is just elect a new government.
Yeah.
you know what though? I had a
That's
thought.
the joy of parliamentary systems.
I had this crazy thought, right? So the Vatican, right? You know, they got this Vatican library, right? Where they have all this stuff.
The Vatican Secret Archives.
Yeah.
How come a country just doesn't go over there and be like, you know what? We're taking over.
Because that's where Epstein's list is, bro.
It's not like countries haven't like tried throughout history.
Really?
People have tried to take the Vatican. Most recently, I would say the last person that tried to take the Vatican was Mussolini. Hitler
That's a
thought
smart-
about it.
Dude, I mean like
The reason the Vatican is a separate country from Italy was because of Mussolini. He was like, okay, I can't do this without pissing off every Italian.
I feel like they should just take it over just to see what's in there. They're like, yo, you want to be so
They just push the Pope out of the way.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Christianity is the largest religion in the world, dude. You can't just
You
ransack a holy site and just get away with it.
Who's gonna stop you?
Swiss Guard, baby.
It's gonna be the 1583 Last Stand.
Anybody could go in there with a handgun and just take over.
Bro,
But
you
it's not-
you say that, and then I'm telling you, I guarantee you, like they click a button and a fucking force field just
I would say
and that plays and the whole city blasts off into space.
I
Like,
would
I guarantee you, they have something crazy there.
my opinion on the Vatican is that it can happen. You're going to get the anger of the whole world on you. You might lose constituents because, a lot of your constituents will probably identify as Christian. But at the same time, I don't think you're going to be a little disappointed by how much they have in that secret vault, in those secret archives, because the Vatican's been sacked before.
I agree with you. I honestly agree with you because you know how like everybody is like, oh, the Vatican has this, the Vatican has that. They just won't show you or tell you or anything, or you have to ask like a specific thing if you want to get anything. Why don't somebody just go in there, take like 10 of your buddies? You know what I mean?
I think what
Stack
you're
the
mostly going to
place.
find is just covered up crimes.
You sack the place. Yeah, people will get mad, and then you'll be like, look, this is what the Vatican's behind. And then they're like, you know what? I'm not even mad at you.
I mean, I don't even think they're hiding that hard, bro. They have a website.
I
They
just
do?
think like the Vatican's
Yeah.
been sacked multiple times throughout history. Like if there's something like groundbreakingly valuable in there, it's probably long gone by now.
And people go down there all the time, man. Like do research and stuff. It's more about making sure that this stuff is like preserved for
Right.
long times. Like
Maybe
it's
you can
not about
find- maybe
hiding
you
it
can-
anymore.
Yeah, maybe you can
What-
go down there and get the femur of Saint Peter or something.
What about that place in Indiana Jones where they have the
Oh my
Oh my
god,
God,
I
where
hate
the
that
arc-
movie. Oh, I hate that movie.
Top men.
Yeah, dude, we have to find that.
I
Like,
don't
you
think
know
that
when-
place exists.
Hold on, when Hitler ransacked Europe, he took everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Took
but a lot of it
everything.
went to private collections that are lost and looted.
I do not believe.
I mean, the
I
biggest, the
believe
dude who had the
somebody's-
biggest collection was Herr Goring, and that was seized by the U.S. government.
Exactly. The government
But a lot of it was like trained away, trucked away, buried. I mean, when the Nazis knew it was over and they had all this amassed collection of stolen artifacts, they made sure no one was going to find it, you know?
Yeah.
They tried their best to make sure no one would find it. I mean, like,
You know what?
one of the conspiracy theories of why Himmler was killed was because, well, technically it was suicide, but there's a lot of theories that he was actually killed. Was because he had a secret cache of like gold artifacts, all these valuables that he was trying to get. That's one of the reasons why he got captured. Because
Yeah.
instead of going north where the Nazi rump state was, he went south where the enemy lines were, and a lot of people found that suspicious.
Oh, and they realized that's where
Because
all
he could have
the-
went to safety, but he
Yeah.
decided to go the opposite direction.
Oh, see, he couldn't let go of.
When I
There
was
he goes.
when I was talking to Scott about like on Saturday, well, that was one of the things because I'm convinced that I'm kind of believe that the official account is a little iffy on that one on like how
Mhm.
Himmler died. Some people think that the arsenic capsule that was in his mouth was put in there by the British.
Oh, like, oh, that'd be kind of crazy.
Because it made no sense why he would just straight up kill himself when he was so corrupted. Oh, not corrupted, but like so cooperative.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a lot of because he was like one of the chief negotiators for the regime. A lot of people think he knew a little too much about the royal family.
I can see that. And he was like, they're like, yeah, we gotta get rid of this guy.
I mean, he fell in the British hands, and they were just like, "Man, we're happy to have you here."
And he was like, oh no.
Right? I mean, he only did it like there was like two people examining him, and only as soon as one left, that's when he died. As soon as there was only one guy in the room with him.
Yeah, of course. That's how it always works. Just like how Epstein killed himself.
Yeah, strange, isn't it?
Yeah. How the cameras weren't working. There was just
Goering-
one guy in the room.
Yeah, that's kind of how Goering died too. He just went to his cell, everyone left, and next thing you know, he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy how those things work, huh?
It was crazy. I
So,
mean,
to me, those are real conspiracies, not these guys who run up on people with guns in the middle of daylight.
I agree. Those are the real conspiracy theories to me because, like, at least it can make sense, you know.
Yeah.
Like these people were very high up. They knew some things. They were big and they made huge, real enemies to like entire states. Like, so it's possible that they could have killed them, but not like
Yeah, they could have killed them, or somebody within the regime wants them dead because they know too much. Like, there's just those things make way more sense to me.
exactly.
Like when one of those guys wake up dead, you're like, I don't know about that.
Exactly. The official account is just like, and it's always suicide. They always
Yeah,
just,
it's always yeah.
they always just decided at the last minute, like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah. They're all cooperative and nice, and next thing you know, they just kill themselves.
Yeah, they
Like,
just-
come on, guys.
They had a lot
Like,
to like. They had like secret like ties. Like Himmler had like a whole like underground railroad. Like he wouldn't just leave it.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it just. Yeah, none of that adds up.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, here he is. Hold on,
Here
let's
he
see.
is. Here he is.
Oh my god, dude! Why is my internet being so gay right now?
Whoa, that's not PC. We were talking about conspiracies, and you dropped out like at your pivotal moment. This was your time to
No,
shine.
man, you missed it. You totally missed it.
Okay.
How do you know, how do you know it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm not even gonna say it.
My internet sucks.
All right, what were you saying before you cut out?
I forget. What were we talking about?
You wanna sack the Vatican for the 80th time?
Yeah, but hold on. There was a point. I was moving somewhere.
Nobody knows.
Oh, Indiana
hold on.
Jones. He's trying to find the top men he was referring to in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Hold on.
Top men.
Yeah, because the CIA probably has a warehouse where they store all these things.
They call it Fort
The
Knox.
secret.
I think they call it Area 51.
That's where the Ark.
How
of the
come nobody
Covenant is.
talks about Area 51 anymore? It's weird.
Because everybody moves
Run
because
it
the
forward.
attention span is so freaking short nowadays. Remember when they're gonna storm Area 51
Yes,
and they
were
all
gonna
got
do
scared?
the Naruto run,
Yeah.
and only a handful of people showed up.
It wasn't a half. I heard there was a lot of people. And dude, if
I don't got
anybody
no
took one
alien.
st-
Where's my alien? I was promised an alien.
if everybody, it's so crazy because if everybody stormed Area 51, they were gonna get shot. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what
Yeah.
the invite said. They couldn't stop us all. They fully aware that somebody was going to die.
Which is
But-
crazy to me, dude.
Well, they're not
but
going to nuke it, right?
I do want to say this: if I ever get famous and rich, I think I'm gonna start a rumor and be like, "Yeah, I have some Nazi gold."
Just start it now.
Yeah. You can find
No, I'm-
forgeries very easily. Nazi gold. You can actually buy Nazi gold. It's not like they didn't have it, but most of it's in Switzerland. The Swiss
Yeah.
are very, very okay with doing banking for them.
They're neutral.
Yeah, they're neutral. I mean, we have a Hugo Boss store on Michigan Avenue. Just go in there and be like, "Yo, do you guys got anything to hide?" I mean,
You guys got any
Or-
Nazi gold?
they've made the
Well, I
uniforms.
mean, Didn't they do that same with the the oil companies. Prescott Bush, he was neutral too, supplying both sides of the war with oil, right?
Well, I mean, Germany needed oil. That's one of the reasons they kind of lost the war at the end, was because they just did not have supplies anymore.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on, man.
Why do you think they were gunning for Stalingrad so bad?
Yeah.
Them oil in the mountains.
But I do want to tell you guys this, right? So everybody knows I work at the casino,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my god. Is
I
this
think
the
I'm
story?
aware. Oh, the Ponzi.
Yes, dude.
All right,
Yes.
all right. Lay it out.
Yes. All right. So there's this guy, right? He's a player. He's a little bit younger than us. He was born in 93, so he's like 30, 31.
Yeah, I
right?
saw his Instagram.
Did you really?
I mean,
did
he
you
had a very
did you know
unique name. It was easy to Google him.
did you know who he was?
No, I just
Have
Googled
you-
him.
So he goes to the casino like every other day, every day. He's well known. He's very nice, talks to people. But for me, I don't know, I have this I don't want to say like a woman's
Sixth sense.
intuition.
Sixth
I have
sense.
I have that spidey sense, man.
Yeah.
I have that spidey
Tingle.
sense.
I think you should stick with women's intuition.
Stop it. I got that spider sense, so I'm just I always kept arm's distance from this guy. I don't know
Wow.
why. It just
He probably
I
had
just
some great
always did.
opportunities for you in investing. Sounds like
no,
it, at
and
least.
then so he's over there, he's chatting up. He's getting, he's going there for all the time. So, people become close with him,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And he's like, yo, I could get you tickets to so and so with this. Like, oh, you like this? You like Disney? I work at Disney. I'm a lawyer. He's a real lawyer, by the way. He's a real lawyer. He has credentials in Illinois, right? He has the bar. He's whatever.
He
and,
passed bar exam, yeah.
Exactly. So, he's been going there for a while, and he's he's basically starting up his clientele, right? And he's like, yeah, I could get you tickets if you want to do this or if you want to do that. It's very interesting.
Sure,
Right.
I'm sure he was very good with the cocktail ladies.
Well, I mean, he treated everybody good. He tipped very good. He everywhere
I
he
mean,
went,
it
he
wasn't
tipped
his
pretty
money,
good.
right?
It wasn't his money, right? It wasn't his money. And you know, this guy, he would come to the table, you know, he would lose like maybe like $2,000-$3,000. And he'd just be like, all right, man, have a good one. And I'm like, all right, bro, take it easy. So
What's this, buddy?
well, exactly. So what he was doing, right? He was promising people, you know, like, hey, I could get you like Super Bowl tickets. I could get you upgrade and it'll be a freebie, you know, and then, you know, for $5,000, I could do this, this, and this. And like some of these deals were like too good to be true. And like, like one of my coworkers, she's from New York, you know, she's like, they call her Mimi, you know, she's like our mom's age, like 60 something.
Right.
But she's from New York. She has that New York accent. You know, she grew up in New York, so she can see a scammer from a scammer. I was just shocked and awed that so many people were bamboozled. These people that I worked with were so bamboozled
Wait,
by
don't
this
tell me
guy.
they like took him up on his like offers and shit.
Dude, this
Oh,
is
man.
okay.
That's bad.
Dude. You know, I don't want to put any people.
Wait. So what was the Ponzi scheme? What was the actual scheme?
So here was the scheme, right? So what he would do was like, because he was like the top tier level for like casinos, because he just didn't go to our casino, he went to all the casinos, right? That when you're like top tier casino, you get like perks, like you get comps and stuff like that. So the reason why he was top tier was because he was gambling with not his money, but with other people's money.
Right.
So he would promise people like, hey, I could get you this. And he really would be like, hey, you know, he'll hit up his host. Can I get tickets to this? Can I get tickets to that? Or whatever. And like he would buy people like the smaller stuff, like $600 trips or $1,000 trips, you know, to build trust in them. But then like when it was the big ones, like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 type of stuff, type of deals, he would not produce. There would be a lot of hiccups, you know, he would stall. I seen the conversations, like the conversations are on the website, and like you see exactly what he's doing.
I'll have to read some
Like
more. So,
to me,
so pretty much,
I'm like,
okay, I got it. You're saying he's so not really like a Ponzi scheme, more so just like a scammer, like a high end kind of
he's
like con artist.
He's a high end. Yes. So he is a high end scammer. But the thing is that when people would ask for their money back or whatever, he would give them like a little bit at a time. But what he would do was get more clients to give him more money so he could cover those losses.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and like a lot of people, like, especially at the boat work at, you know, they were all just, there's a couple people that got their trips, and then there was some people that, you know, couldn't get anything. And it was just so crazy to me that so many people went up on his offer. It was a too good to be true offer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if like for me, like my antenna would I would be like, bro, was it, you know, like,
yeah, I would have been like, yo, this is really red flaggy. I'm not gonna lie.
So what ended up happening was that he pissed off the wrong person and I think like Idaho or something, because it's not just in the state of Illinois. He's doing it like different states. And the person put up a website. Like if you type in his name on Google, it's the first site that comes up. It's so crazy. Yeah. And I mean, like, and the thing is like that site's only been up since November 30th. So it's only been like his name is unique, but it's only been like 11 days, right? And exactly. And people are just like, it says like,
that's my guy.
100. He scammed like 100. I'm telling you, it's way more. It's way more, because a lot of people I know are ashamed. And I'm like, dude, you gotta get your money back. You gotta come at this guy. This guy scammed a police department A police department, 30 people in a police department.
Man, he got
And
he
these
got
peop-
brave, huh?
Yeah, he did. And these people are coming to the boat looking for him. These are policemen and police women coming to the boat. Hey, do you guys know this guy, Ryan? Huh? We're looking for this guy.
Yeah, I gotta read some of these stories. This shit is.
Dude.
Funny,
I love how
dude.
people are posting like the actual like messages and chats and stuff.
Yes, yes.
Nuts.
And
I don't-
dude, when you read the messages, like obviously, like us three, you're like we're gonna have that intent to be like something's not right here.
I don't know.
Wait,
People
why
fall
is
for
this guy-
scams all the time. Like, did you buy any Hawk coin?
No,
Why not?
I don't. You know,
I lost my
no.
ass in Hawk Coin, bro.
I know. I thought it was gonna be the future, dude. The future of
Yeah.
currency.
What is Hawk Coin?
You didn't read
The Hawk Tour
Hawkonomics?
girl.
Hawkonomics?
That's a rug pull. That's a rug pull.
Oh man,
Yeah,
how
dude.
did you know?
It was a meme
Come on.
coin, dude. Like people, like I love that one thing where the guy's like, I lost like 30,000, like my life savings in Hawk
I took
in
all.
Hawk Coin,
I cashed out my goon coins and put it all into Hawk coin.
bro. It
that's
was
what you get.
wild,
My
dude.
Mudang coin.
They were saying she like owned like when it went live, she had 97% of it or something like that.
Yeah,
And then people bought it and she just sold and she just like, oh my god, dude,
Dude,
it's
the
bad. It's like
whole-
$10 million or something.
like the dude who like made the coin was like the son-in-law of like Howie Mandel or something like that.
oh no way.
Yeah.
I didn't read that.
Yeah, his name was like Doc Holliday or something, and he was on like that space after it all happened, going like, if you like crypto, I was just trying to do something cool. I didn't mean for this to happen. If you like crypto, I've realized you got like some mental illness. Hey, I got some mental illness too, but like, don't be stupid, man. I was just trying to help you out.
Man,
Help
see,
that.
and I'm gonna be honest with you. There's just no with scammers, like especially in the case that I was just talking to you about. Most of these text messages, like if they were to give it to like he's talking to girls, he's talking to naive girls, naive women that have kids, that just want to take their family on a trip. If they were to give it
That's
to
how
their
you
husband, the
gotta
husband
get the vulnerables. That's how you win.
exactly. Their husband would have been like, "Bro, no. What is going on here? This is no." You know what I
You
mean?
don't go for the people who don't, who aren't desperate, I mean, it's the same. You work at a
My
casino. You target desperate
I
people all the time.
I know. I was telling my one
Dude,
coworker,
this is crazy.
What, the dude?
dude,
Yeah.
No,
111
oh,
victims identified, 12 different states, 3 countries.
Man.
dude.
This man went global.
And I think nobody knows yet, but he got his family involved or his family is involved. Like his mom
they probably
and
got
his dad.
used to that. They probably got used to that standard of living. It was just like, we need more of that. Greed
Dude,
knows no
because, like,
bounds, my guy.
In 1 month, his mom had like a $40,000 transaction, and his dad had like a $50,000 transaction all through like Venmo and like
I bet.
Zelle and yeah, dude. It's
It's a
and this-
family business at that point, man. Dude, they summon Mammon.
and dude, it is just insane. I feel bad for my coworker. I was like, yo, I could get your money back. I know exactly how to handle this situation
Dude,
for
I-
scammers.
I'll say this. Always feel bad for those people. I'll give them my condolences, but at the same time, I lost a little respect for you for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot here in Illinois. It's
Yeah.
It seems like he was
Well,
based
yeah.
here, so that's.
oh
what
my
the
god,
bulk
what's
of
this
it
one?
was.
This one's a $65,000.
65,000?
Yeah, I'm looking at the list.
Jeez.
I don't know how this shit is so crazy.
Dude, look at this one, Idaho. Yeah, Disney
Dude,
World
how
trip for
do you
10
get scammed like that though?
and a trip for 2 to Nashville never delivered.
Never delivered. And then like on the text messages when he gets caught up, he's like, he like completely like deflects the situation.
I bet.
Like if somebody was
I
like
bet.
me, yeah, he was like, and then he will scam you. He will do like he will try to scam you and their friends. So he'll be like, hey, can you get your friends? He was like,
Hey,
I
Hey,
got these.
So wait. Did he get busted, or did you just find out about this website?
No, so he's not busted yet. He's not
No.
busted. He's not busted yet. But he's dealt with so many people, and so many people are trying to collaborate the story and figuring out what's going on.
Corroborate. Yeah.
So like
Corroborate. So
Collaborate.
Is it still
So
like
this is-
alleged?
it's always it's yeah. So it's an ongoing and it's unraveling.
is he still coming? Is he still coming to the casino and stuff?
I don't think he can anymore. I don't think he can anymore because the
I mean,
allegations
if I was
are
the general
so
manager,
high.
I'd be like, "They're my employees."
But yesterday, my manager didn't know, and I was like, "Bro, have you seen this?" I was like, "Dude, this is wild allegations." And I mean, like, basically, because the thing is too is, if you take stolen money and you gamble with it, it's like a huge red flag for IGB, the Illinois Gaming Board.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're gonna ban you even with those allegations. So I know somebody close to him yesterday said he just lost his job because so many people were going to his job looking for him for money.
Whoa.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing. Because now that the website came out, everybody's seeing all these stories, these horror stories, and they're like, I want my money back.
They're trying to get their money now before
They
everybody
want
gets
their
after
money
them. Yeah.
now. So everybody is coming at him saying, I want my money back. This guy has no money to give.
Yeah,
You know what I
he
mean?
spent it all.
He spent it all gambling. You know,
You
like
gotta keep it up. You know, one day you'll hit that jackpot and pay everyone back. You know, you never know.
and
Focus
here's
more on the
Why didn't
facts.
I think of this?
I know, it just pays for itself.
We said in the beginning of the podcast we can't be grifters or scammers. That's your fault. They said too, like, so he sold, and so early November, he got caught up really bad, or earlier 2024, they got caught up really bad, and this wasn't publicly known yet, but they had to sell his grandmother's house for $70,000 so people would leave him alone because they started going after his family. Yes, his grandmother's house.
But the thing is, it sounds like he's still doing stuff though.
And he's still doing it. He's still doing it. Dude, I'm telling you.
Dude,
this is
the
wild.
hustle never sleeps, dude. The grind never stops.
Yo, you
Wild.
know you're in this shit when like you're selling assets and still scamming people because you're so deep in it.
Yeah, dude. He is so deep.
He still
In it.
relocate his family just to keep going.
God.
And he sold his recent house, his family house, his parents and him, because he lived with his parents last month. He sold his house early November. So he's probably trying to get out of here or do something because he screwed up so bad. He was just in so deep. And the way that he would like pressure these people, these victims, is so crazy. Like every time, like some of these girls would be like, yeah, let me ask my husband. My husband is saying this is a scam. My husband is saying, let's see proof first. And then he'll try and talk his way out of it. And he does. He does. Like, dude, it is just so wild, dude.
Dude, that
So
is
wild.
crazy. Dude, I'm gonna be reading this shit all night. Damn, dude.
And then here's the thing too. So like the previous one, I just read it last night. The previous one, he's talking to this girl, and the website hasn't came out yet. So he's talking to her, and then like near the end, he's like, the website comes out, and he's like, dude, he starts freaking out. He starts panicking and panicking. And she knows he's that she's being scammed. And he is trying to get her to get to the person that operates the website and be like, hey, please take this down. He's trying to use her. And she's like, yeah, I am, but he's not listening to me. And then her that last one is the Idaho $65,000 or $6,500 or whatever. That's like 6 cruise or whatever, and to Disney scam. And he goes, yours is at the top. Can you tell him to take it down? It's crazy right now. Yeah, and he's trying to go for the victim mentality card, the empathy card. Everybody pray for my family. You know what I mean? And dude, the way that he talks when people ask him for a refund and like, yo, you're pulling my chain, you're giving me the runaround. It's so like psycho, like
It's manipulative.
what's the word? So manipulative, and it's like a psycho killer or whatever. They just say it, but you know there's no empathy behind it.
so-
like a
Sociopathic.
sociopath.
Yeah, like that. And you know, like my friend that's trying to get her money back. I first of all, I was like, yo, you need to talk to your husband. He doesn't know. I was like, oh,
See, this is like the reverse, because like I've seen so many stories of like husbands having to tell their wives that they dumped all of their life savings into like crypto or something.
but I mean, like that's
Like, hey, you don't know. You haven't seen my Bored Ape yet.
Yeah. But these chicks are trying to get trips to Disney World.
yeah. You know, she was just trying to take her family. She was supposed to go today to Disney World.
No,
You know,
Coming to work.
Yeah, she was trying
Come to
she was
work?
supposed to go today. She booked it in November. It's like $5,000, something crazy like that.
That's a lot.
It
Yo,
was
where's
a
the
lot.
receipt? Like I would
She's-
want.
She never got the receipt, and she said the trip kept coming up, and she was panicking. And then, like, while she was panicking, come early December, the website drops. You know what I mean? Like,
Death
So
knell,
she's-
man. Death. I'm just
Here's-
like it's over. You know.
I know
It's
And
over.
she's like, but here's the thing too. I told her, I was like, yo, if you want me to handle it, I can handle it for you, but you have to let me know if he replies to you. So she's like, no, first thing I told her, I was like, you better tell your husband so he can handle this situation. She's like, no, I think I can handle it. And then he texted her back. Like, this guy actually texted her back through everything. And she was like, I'm done with this. My family's hurt. I just want my money back. Mind you, she was supposed to go on the trip today. This was yesterday that he texted her back.
Man.
She doesn't. He doesn't know that she knows about the website. He goes, yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't get the tickets for you, but I'm gonna give you your refund in 10 days. What? I would have been like, bro, you don't have the tickets and you don't have my money. Like, make it make sense. Like, something's not adding up.
Can't.
She did the reply and she was like, okay, just let me know when you can get it. I really need it. I would have been like, you went around it the whole way, the wrong way. You gotta threaten this guy. You gotta go for the jugular, because
You gotta show up at his
Everybody-
grandma's house.
everybody is trying to get their money from this guy. If you don't threaten him, you're not gonna be the first person or anybody to get any money. You gotta be like, listen, I know where you work at. If I catch you, I catch you. I'm sending a complaint to the Illinois whatever. I'm sending a complaint to the bar association where you work at for Illinois. You gotta go. You gotta chop this guy's head off, because he's not gonna give you the money that you gave him. $5,000? That's a lot for
Yo,
anybody.
How many people are like filing police reports on this guy?
I'm guessing since the website,
It
I'm
got
guessing
to be, right?
they got to be. There's got to be a lot of people. Like, there's a whole, like, on the website, there's instructions on how to go about it. Like, that's crazy. He did all the instructions, like how to file a police report, like step by step, file the Illinois AG. I don't know what that is. I gotta look that up. And the bar association,
The Attorney
in
General.
Illinois. Yeah. So he put that down because he is a licensed lawyer. And I do know, like, if you go and you threaten him about his about the bar, like, hey, I'm filing a complaint, he gives you the money right away. Like, you see that
Funny
in
how
all
that works.
exactly in all the situations. When you go and you threaten this guy, he gives you the money right away. But if you don't threaten him, he just leads you on. He leads you on another journey.
Yeah.
He just,
He's like prioritizing it.
Yep, exactly. So I was like, man, like,
dude, that's
yeah.
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, I was like, man, dude. And this guy, he just looks, he's so like, he just looks so innocent. You know, I knew there was something up because like he told me that he was a lawyer from Harvard, right? And he was like Disney's lawyer. But then like I'm just like to me, I'm like, I just don't like there was just something off with this vibe. I just never believed anything that he said. And I don't know why.
Sometimes
I
you
just
gotta listen
never
to that gut instinct, man.
I know,
When
dude.
something
That
sounds
women's
too
intuition.
good to be true, it usually is. It
And
happens.
it sucks that you had that woman's intuition, but none of them chicks did.
Yeah, dude.
I swear to God, it was just
You're
so
like a madam.
naive.
No, that's
So-
crazy,
That is
dude.
crazy.
Dude.
Who knows? Maybe the whole like CEO thing was to cover this up.
Swear to God, man. Swear to God.
He actually is the one who manufactured the fall of Syria.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's
It's
a
like-
bit to get the heat off of him.
he got all of them. He got all of them to move in. All of them, dude.
Yeah,
That's-
he promised Assad. He's like, "Yo, bro, you need a trip to Disney World. I got some free upgrades for you."
Yeah, dude. That's where he
And
got.
Assad just
He probably got to sell his home there too.
Yeah, dude, he's like telling his wife, he's like, "You're not gonna believe the deal I just got."
Assad's like, I need that money back now.
I need
or
that
I'm
money
gonna be
back,
taken
dude. All
over."
these forces are closing in, bro. I need you. They're almost at Damascus.
Russia's backing out. I need that money now for the protection.
Oh my god, dude!
You know, just wait till the Carlson interview, and we'll all know.
Is he actually interviewing Assad?
I mean, it's going to happen, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
They said he was in Russia. Was that before or after the Assad escaped?
It was
Assad got to Russia what yesterday?
Like
Yeah.
yesterday or 2 days ago?
So
It might have been Sunday because I think his plane took off on Sunday. Remember, they thought it was shot down.
yeah, that was
And I
funny.
think, yeah, and then he landed. He landed the same day. So I think it was Sunday when he got there. But the Kremlin acknowledged that he was there and that he had been offered
Yeah, asylum.
asylum. Yeah,
So ends that a 50-year reign of the Al-Assad family. Man, can't believe it. Syria's in a new age.
It is wild, bro. And the thing is, like, the dude who's now running it is like an Al Qaeda
Yeah.
ISIS guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Wait a minute. He said he's not like them. He's respecting people. You know, he's for.
I mean,
he doesn't look like someone who would, but you know,
bro, he looks like the man just stepped out of the Taliban, and then he's just like, I'm gonna go over here, guys.
he said,
You
you know,
know.
this is for peaceful. We are liberating. No one's
He was-
allowed to like.
He was the head of the Al
places.
Nusra Front, bro.
Huh?
He was the head of Al Nusra Front.
Yeah.
That eventually morphed into like ISIS, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Al Qaeda, and like it's crazy.
So what do you think
It's-
is gonna go on? Like,
Dude,
do you
it's
think
gonna-
they're
It's gonna get bad.
It's gonna get bad, dude. We got Israel coming up from the south. Erdogan has a lot of stake in it, so he's gonna come down from the
Mhm.
north.
The Kurd,
The Kurds are in the north. What is it? The northeast, and they're gonna keep on fighting
Yeah.
because Erdogan wants them gone, and he wants them gone bad.
and if anything, they're gonna be like Kurdistan, baby. There's gonna be a big push. I think Syria. They're gonna try and break up Syria.
They should. I mean, they have like a good chunk of Syria. They have like at least
Yeah.
a quarter territory of it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like it's gonna get worse before it gets.
Yeah,
It's never gonna get better. It's
I
just gonna keep getting worse. To be
Iran's
honest,
gonna come back. They're
Yeah.
gonna come back in full force.
yo, I love that. What was it like? I think there was a report maybe like 36 hours before the fall of Damascus, that Assad had called the U.S.
Mhm.
and he was like, "Hey, I want you to. If you keep me in power, I will cut ties with Iran and Hezbollah."
no way.
Yes.
And pretty much the White House was like, "Pound sand, bro. Like, good luck."
Oh man, that's crazy. It's I just remember seeing like I got the alert going like Ham was taken. I was like, oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
is this really it for him? Because it
Dude,
seemed
it
like he
was-
was gonna fall for like the past 10 years. You know?
They've been in a civil war for 13 years.
Yeah.
13 years. And then did you see like his brother's wife posted like the Free Syria flag on like Instagram or something like
Yeah.
that? Like,
Free Syria, get out of here! Oh my god.
Well, that's like what they're calling it, the new Free Syria flag or whatever they call it. They just hung it at the Syrian embassy in Moscow. They changed
so
the
he's the
flags out.
government in exile. That's so fucking cute.
Well, there is no government in
Oh,
exile.
I don't, well, Bashar is there.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Syrian embassy literally hung the new flag. They're like, "Yep, Assad's gone, bro." No, full well, he's probably living next door. Yeah, it's called the Free
Sorry,
Syrian flag. Yeah,
I thought you meant he was calling
But
for
what-
free Syria.
no.
So
It's
what
a whole
the
different flag for a
Yeah.
new government.
So these rebels though, what are they about? Like,
They're Islamists.
Dude. They're hardcore Islamists.
Those are the only people that keep winning in the Middle East nowadays.
really?
Yeah,
But I mean, besides against Israel, but like, that's just where the shift is, man.
literally, they're just like an offshoot of like ISIS, Al
Yeah.
Qaeda, kind of.
That's where they came from.
So they're gonna be running their government like guerrilla? Like,
no,
man,
I mean, it's gonna be like the leader apparently has cut ties to Al Qaeda and ISIS allegedly, and he wants to be a little more moderate. At least he's really shifted himself to be a more moderate Islamist. But I mean, at best, it's going to be a watered down version of Taliban.
Yeah, I mean, they want it to be like a theocracy.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be. I mean, they're probably gonna align. I don't know what sect he is, but they're probably gonna align with Iran,
Right.
if I had to guess.
But either way, like, you know, he does. Although they're like the new interim government, they don't have control. They don't have complete control
No.
of Syria, not by a long shot.
I mean, the other rebels have like there's other factions out there
Yeah.
that are not aligned with them that have taken parts
Mhm.
of like northern Syria and stuff. So it's by no means has like control of the actual country.
God, it makes so sense while Israel had a ceasefire against Lebanon, so they could just focus into Syria.
They were, dude. It's almost like they were like, "Oh shit, you hear the
They were ready
shit
for it.
sound?"
They were ready for
They're
it because I know fucking Bibi wanted to go in there so bad.
Yeah, and I mean, it was even like it was like 48 hours or so before everything happened. He's like, "Oh yeah, if Damascus falls, we're gonna create this buffer zone." By the way, and the next thing you know, Syria like Damascus falls, and they're like, "Yep, we created this buffer zone." And everyone's like, "How you guys get in there so quick?"
All I saw was like, oh, troops are piling into the Golan Heights. I was like, of course it is.
Dude, it is crazy, dude.
It's gonna be nuts.
Crazy.
It's going to be like, I mean, it's not going to be like straight up like, you know, what happened with Afghanistan. It's more going to be like Libya for a while, dude.
Yeah,
what is so great about Syria though?
It's land, it's territory, it's power.
there's a
What does
lot of history and stuff.
A lot of history. Syria is one of the
Yeah.
oldest inhabited lands ever, you know?
In the world, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
if
know
it
it's
wasn't
pretty.
like,
It's relatively big.
like, I think the jury, and you're going to hate me for saying this, but like, I think the jury's still out for Göbekli Tepe if it's really the oldest, but if there is something older, it's probably going to be in Syria. Syria has one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities on Earth.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like we can't. Now we could go and look at Syria, right?
You,
Back
you
then
don't
we
want to go to
couldn't.
Syria. Syria's the last place you want to go to right now.
What is Aleppo?
Aleppo, Damascus. I think Antioch's in
Yeah.
Turkey, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. What's down
Yeah,
there?
I mean, it's really Damascus, Aleppo, I guess there's a couple other
Yeah. Like Syria, Lebanon, and the tippy south part of Turkey used to be like ancient Phoenicia. If you've ever heard of them,
Mhm.
they're the ones who created Carthage.
yeah, the Phoenicians. Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
old
it's
seafaring
wild,
group.
man.
It's old.
It's wild. It's super old.
Alexander the Great walked through there, you know?
Oh wow.
So there is a lot of history in there. What's left in there? I mean, again, you know, there's been a 13-year civil war, and it's not going to end anytime
And
soon.
ISIS.
ISIS destroyed a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can visit like the old ruins, but they're probably close to sand by now.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, it's just one of those old school regional superpowers that people just want control of, that have control of it. Because it's just been around for so long.
Yeah. Well, it probably has like some ancient like
I know France is just like, man, can we get
secret
back in
power.
there? I know France is looking to get back in there. It used to be a colony.
Yeah.
They probably have
you
some-
say there's a secret power. You think there's some UFO somewhere, like under Damascus?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Or they just have a whole bunch of oil they can drill. And they can get some type of resource or lithium or something.
There's definitely oil in there. I don't know about lithium, but like I like Syria because of the historical standpoint. Like that was like the capital of like the Muslim caliphate for like a while. Like if you know who like Saladin is, who united against the Crusaders.
Yeah.
His capital is Damascus.
Oh. Me, I don't mean to like shift the conversation, but I'm completely like turned off on UFOs right now. It's weird.
Because of your
That's
boy?
what
It is.
Because of Luis Elizondo?
I don't know. It's just so weird. Like now I'm just like, you know what?
I was about to say, man, it feels like it's dying. Like I'm losing steam in it. I'm just like, it's just
Yeah.
It's
There's nothing new.
There's nothing new.
There's nothing new.
Everyone's
No,
been
I-
everyone the podcast circuit is done,
No.
Everyone's already made their rounds.
No, people are still doing podcasts, but I don't know. Like, I'm just being turned up. Like, there's a whole bunch of these drones that are going around, which is pretty crazy. Like, there's been like massive drone sighting. They call them drones. The media calls them drones all over New Jersey. I know last year
I
there
didn't
was
see
like,
anything about that. You gotta send
Which
me
is
some
weird.
links.
There's a lot of
I
them
saw
out
it.
here too in Europe.
is there really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're saying there was like a lot of them in UK.
Yep.
A lot of them in UK, but they said last year at Langley, they were there for like 15 or 16 days straight. There were some over the White House for like 11 days straight.
I think I know
Which
what
is-
it is. The Anunnaki
which
is
is-
coming back.
I mean, maybe,
They're coming
but
back.
hey, there's this guy named Wes Huff. Don't get him started, bro. Don't get him started. He tore up the Anunnaki, dude. He tore up Billy
Dude,
Carson.
he tore up Billy Carson.
I mean,
bro.
let's not act like it was gonna be too tough. I've seen Wes Huff before, but like as a to me he's just another apologist, but I bet he did tear him up.
Yeah, he was
I
pretty
mean,
good.
at
But
least he could like reference real things. You know what I mean? Because like,
oh yeah, dude.
Billy Carson quotes a lot. It's all just like,
Yeah.
dude, it's like Wes Huff he's not bad. He's super Canadian, and which is kind of annoying.
Hey.
But like, it was so funny though because like he was like drilling. He's like, hey man, so he's like, what's your methodology for this stuff? And Billy Carson's like, oh, here we go. We're talking about the Bible stuff again. He's like, no. I'm not critiquing the content. He's like, I'm trying to understand what methodology you use to find credibility in different sources. And dude, he did not want to go down that rabbit
They
hole.
never
Yeah,
do. They never
because-
do.
Yeah, not just that. It's because like all the sources that he's crediting, Wes Huff is like, I have the book right here.
Yeah,
And let's read what it says.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's like that. But
yeah.
So like, we knew that was gonna come. Everybody like
Did you watch
guys-
the whole video?
I
I
watched-
watched the whole thing.
I didn't
watched
watch
some
the
of
whole
it.
debate. I didn't watch the whole debate yet.
I already knew he
I
was
want
going to get.
to.
I already knew that Billy Guy was going to get destroyed because I've already heard of him before. Again, I'm not the
Right.
biggest fan of Wes Huff because I have a problem with Bible literalists. So
But I do know
Well,
like,
he's actually not really as much of a literalist
for
as you would
everything I've
think.
known for this guy, he's always been like a Bible literalist.
I do know Billy Carson went to his
No.
house or whatever on the ring cam. It was like, do
Carl
not
went to
air
his
this.
house.
Yeah, he went to his house and was like, don't air this or I'm suing you. And he ends up suing the guy. I do know Wes Huff has his own perspective on Amen Hill, the classic.
Yeah.
So like that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, 'cause
but
actually, when he was talking to like Billy Carson and stuff, or whatever his name is, he was saying something. You got to understand the context and the way these things were written back in the day. And dude, they did not want to hear that. They're like, it was still written like that. That's how they
Yeah.
wrote it. And he was like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, back in the day, this is how they would describe certain
'Cause
things.
they don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I brought up the thing like, oh, well, why does the Bible say women shouldn't wear jewelry? He's like, actually, they're actually referring to prostitutes because they will wear a lot of jewelry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was
Yeah.
actually trying to put it in context, and they were having nothing.
no
the
parts. Yeah.
The host of that debate was an idiot, like a true idiot, like probably
Really?
the dumbest. Oh my god, he's awful.
Well, I mean,
I
that's why
got-
how
I
a
gotta
lot of,
watch
like,
it
these
now. I gotta
historical
watch it now.
conspiracies even like come about is that people just take the word like ancient scribes, ancient historians that were like trying to describe things like at their word, because a lot of the things they can't, they didn't have a concept for yet, they couldn't describe yet, like it's
Well,
like
think about how many Christianities and Catholicisms have been made just over somebody's own interpretation. You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
that's the bulk of the Bible, dude. It was all mostly interpretation.
I get it.
A lot of this,
Yeah.
the bulk of the Old Testament was telephone until it got written down.
I mean, yeah. That's yeah, oral is the the main
It's
main thing.
main form. But like back then, the ancient Hebrews didn't have a reason to write most of their stories down. Not until, like, for example,
I think 'cause most of
Babylonian
them couldn't-
exile happened.
I think
most of them were illiterate anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what Wes Huff said. He was like, most of them were illiterate, couldn't even,
Oh, you talking about when he was on Julian Dory's podcast?
Yeah,
He was talking
that's the
about-
one
yeah.
yeah.
Because he was also talking about how, like, he was like, even like Socrates was against reading and writing because he
Yeah.
felt like if you didn't memorize stuff, you lose that capability.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Which is true. That's actually
It-
pretty true, honestly.
it was a really interesting like perspective on like why they don't discount oral traditions as much, because there was such an emphasis on repeating them verbatim. You know what I mean? Like, for generations, which was
right.
really interesting.
Yeah, and I always found that interesting because, like, that's why, like, when people say these oral things are just myths, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, some of them are myths, but there's truth to them. There's a reason why, like, these people will constantly repeat it over and over and over again.
There's truth to them. I would say the bulk of them that they're usually trying to teach a lesson, and so embellishment happens. His ancient historians are famous for embellishing, like, my king's army of 1,000,000 men, took down an army of 3 billion. They would say shit like that all the time, or kings or emperors would embellish their accomplishments. Ramesses the pharaoh would scrape off names and put his own on monuments.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Well, I think it's a little bit different from the oral traditionalists versus once they started writing and recording history.
Well, the
Because
difference.
I think on the oral side, it wasn't always about. It was about like morality or whatever, right? There was always like an underpinning, theme to it.
Yeah.
But I think also like it wasn't as much embellishment as it was not understanding the causation of like what happened
Mhm.
more than anything else.
But I was just gonna say the whole thing about like why people dismiss oral interpretations, and it's not always like an immediate dismissal. It's usually if there's no evidence, like in the book of Joshua, when the Israelites, the Hebrews came to take Israel away from the Canaanites, they struck they surrounded the walls of Jericho and said a few words, and the walls came down. When people have dug around Jericho, because it's still around, it's one of the oldest cities in the world, there's no foundations of a wall.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not like people don't like check. I mean, when it comes to like Israel history, archaeologists go there all the time to try to find evidence. All the time.
Not right now.
No, not right now. That's bad. But like throughout history, they've always gone there looking for evidence. I mean, the Roman emperors went there looking for the true cross.
Yeah, I somebody what's his name found the true cross in Turkey, the first ever cross. I forget his name.
No, there's like I think there's 9.
They're everywhere.
Like there's a bunch of them out there that claim to be the actual, or at least pieces of the cross, not the full cross itself.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, there's
And
like
then
three
the
of
spear as
Longinus.
well.
Yeah.
The what?
There's like 3 versions of the spear of Longinus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, Hitler had one.
Yep.
But going back just a little bit, but there has been a lot of like whistleblowers that are coming out, which I knew there would be because of the that name, Immaculate Constellation. You know, like the whole UFO situation kind of turned me off. It's turning me off. But these whistleblowers that are coming out, I mean, you know, they're saying that there's these that the you know, because everybody wants to know, like, it's so weird. Like everybody's looking for like the higher authority to be like, yes, yes, right. There is like these things that are out there.
I
But
mean,
these
like, since like the
whistleblowers are
dawn of
saying,
man, we've always been looking for things bigger than ourselves, right? It's like part of human nature at this
yeah,
point
it is.
that we
I think it is part of human nature.
that we want to believe and have faith and find something that's just bigger than ourselves. Because you know, if there was nothing out there, like no aliens, no God, no nothing, it's pretty lonely, don't you think?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Because everybody's like, you know, everybody's pushing. The reason why there's like a leak, it's so like people don't get shocked of like how frequent these things are here. And so what is being leaked is that they're not actually coming from space, is that they're coming from the ocean, and that each coast has
Coming
like
from the
these,
ocean.
they're coming from the ocean. So like each coast, there's like a giant mothership UFO, like one in the Mediterranean Sea, one on the west coast of the United States, one on the east coast. And these giant things are producing the UFOs, and these UFOs are like made shift, like they are made for like the task that it has to do on that day. It's a weird, like the whole concept is weird, but it's like they're here already. They've been here already. We're just now gaining our awareness to it.
So they got
And
like
it's like
a Sea Lab 2021 down there.
pretty much. So the thing is too is like, so these drones, I guess the UFO, most UFOs are unmanned drones. They're AI drones. And so like they don't go so far away from like the mothership that's in the ocean.
Okay.
So that's why there's like different motherships in the oceans to like different coasts. And like the drone, like there's a lot of like I can't think of on the top of my head, but there's like a lot of instances where like air pilots will go on the coast and come in contact with a lot of these drones. And these drones, if they're I guess like if they find that they have an algorithm that can detect if it's a threat,
Right.
or if you're like a bystander. But sometimes like you could be a bystander, and if you make like a weird irregular move or something, like these drones will consider you as a threat and make you disappear, like take you out right
So
away.
like security drones or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. So you can't really go, you really can't get to like,
Wait. Is there any reports of them blowing people out of the sky?
it's not that they blow people out of the sky, it's that they make it disappear. Like boosh, like vanish.
Where are those reports at?
I guess some of them were covered up, but this is what like some of these whistleblowers are saying.
What
that
whistle? I haven't seen any new whistleblowers. I
There's a-
haven't seen any of this stuff.
There's one whistleblower named I guess they dubbed him Mr.
Mr.
Immaculate
F.
Mr. Immaculate Constellation.
Mhm.
Some of these whistleblowers are they're not going through the arrow, because they're saying like I guess like the people that the Pentagon set up for whistleblowers is like basically their boss that is telling them not to. They're scaring these whistleblowers. So a lot of whistleblowers are coming through out different
Like
different
channels.
ways, different channels, yeah. And I mean, like like I don't know how, like they just they want to be anonymous or whatever, and like
Mm.
like. But I mean, it's very interesting because everybody wants to know like what is the information, like why is this so important that we can't know about these UFOs. One is that they're here, and I think it's a low key. I think it's like a repeat in history. I think we're really close of like dubbing what we're in right now World War III, and I think whoever unlocks this technology is gonna win. It's just like World War II. Whoever got the nuke first wins. And I feel like that's exactly what we're going through right now. Whoever unlocks this UFO technology wins. That's just I think that is the big thing. And the other big thing is that they're here and they've always been here and they're in our ocean. They even said like or a couple of whistleblowers said they rarely go out in space. Most of them are like not orbs but like spheres, and they're just drones, unmanned drones. And the UFOs that they do have is they get them from like a dead spot in like New Mexico or something. There's something where like the gravitational something weird where like some UFOs they get stuck and they crash. And I mean like there's some like what's the word? They say like the reason why they crash is because when they go into like low orbit or whatever, like it's unstable. I don't know. That's what's going on in the UFO world. Now they got these drones coming out everywhere, which is
this
weird.
Like news to me. I never heard this before.
Oh, dude, there's so many.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
I've definitely
this-
heard of like the underwater. What did they used to call them? Like unidentified submersible objects or something, USOs or something. But it
Yeah.
definitely seems to be everything seems to be flipping. Where it was like, there was just different types of UFOs, but now everybody seems to be focused on it, like being they've always been here. They're just here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the first I've heard of these other whistleblowers kind of like giving any kind of backstory to like what they are. I don't know how they would know all that.
Well, the
But-
one whistleblower only worked on the East Coast, and he when he was coming out, I guess he only thought there was that one mothership, the one underneath on the East Coast. But I guess like other whistleblowers were like on the West Coast, and they were saying they got one too on the West Coast. So people like if you look at all like most sightings of UFOs are on the coasts.
Mhm.
They're all near water. And basically it's because they had this big mothership that's there that's producing that's like makeshift. The mothership makes the UFOs.
Right.
They call them it's not like a warehouse, but it's like they construct the UFOs,
Like a
they see it
factory?
leave. Yeah, a factory. That's exactly what it is. They're all like it's like a 3D printing machine and it just prints it out and they bloop out or whatever. It's like so out there. But all the UFO sightings are all near the coast of the water, and it's because of these things. And if you come in there with the intent of threat or like blowing it up or whatever, it moves out the way, or it like if it can't move out the way, it would take it down. It would make your ship disappear.
I'll have to look more into it. I don't know.
No. All right. That's all the time we have left. Thank you so much for listening to Back Society. This is Jay signing off.
Yes, baby.
See money.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.